When Wrecking Ball Legursky wants his wrestling news, he turns to the Squared Circle.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. February 24th, 2015. We have a very interesting episode of the Squared Circle here.
We certainly do.
Hollywood J. Williams here, along with Dangerous Dan Hoff, Mr. John Zimmerman. I didn't think you needed an introduction.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, you don't know my name by now.
I know, really.
I've been called a lot of different things, though. A lot of which you can't say on the air.
Ruckus Zimmerman.
There it is.
Ruckus.
Causing a ruckus.
Zimmerman.
The first time. Causing a ruckus.
Causing a ruckus. Where's the TV title this week?
The TV title is at PWA for some promotional advertisements.
I see.
It is not in our possession this evening. We do share it with PWA, so they get to visit it once in a while.
Exactly. They get to pet it. They get to... Joseph Von Schmidt gets to put her on his waist once in a while. Joseph Von Schmidt's not around.
Joseph Von Schmidt is on his way back from Ecuador. He just won his 23rd title, if I'm not mistaken. 23 is the number. He won the championship down in Ecuador, and I guess a screwjob finish got it taken away from him.
But he's Joseph Von Schmidt.
He is Joseph Von Schmidt.
He should be able to have the belt anyway.
He is collecting gold like a 49er.
Exactly. He's
unbelievable.
Good.
He's panning for gold all over the world now.
We have Fastlane results. We are anticipating a call from someone. I don't want to reveal who it is yet. It's an anticipation. I'm hoping to get him through, and you know it's gonna be a pretty interesting episode. But we're gonna just start up real quick with the Fastlane results from this Sunday evening's pay-per-view. Fastlane, emanating from Memphis, Tennessee. We had Paul Heyman on Miz TV to start to kick things off, basically talking about WrestleMania 31 and Brock Lesnar. So that's how it started out. We had the confrontation between Sting and Triple H. I was expecting a little more, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was terrible.
Is Sting mute now? Is that his character?
Sting is going back to the Crow circa 1996.
Right. It's like, did they forget to write lines for Sting or what?
It could be, but I think, like Jay says, they're going back to 1996 where he didn't speak. He just came out to the NWO. And
Which, I mean, this is his first time where he could have actually addressed what they call the WWE Universe for the first time.
Right.
And that was an opportunity lost.
Yeah.
He could have picked up a microphone and bland-based the Triple H. And, you know.
Yeah, you would think.
Everybody knows the guy can talk.
Oh,
everybody knows, and
certainly.
He's a really good promo cutter too. He can put you. He can put you in his place.
You know, I was kind of let down, and like you said, they could have done a little more.
I know,
but it is what it is. I think that sums up the whole night. Really, it could have been a lot more.
Could have been a lot more. I mean, that was, I don't know. I'd still like to see Sting actually pick up the microphone and talk to the fans and address them. You know, we all know where he's been the last. You know, they try to make it sound like he's like been in isolation since 2001.
Right. Where they say he disappeared for 12 years.
He disappeared for 12 years. He's been in he's been in witness protection the last 12 years.
You know, being on Spike TV, it's almost being invisible.
If you were in Fargo, North Dakota, you could have looked up David Johnston, and there's Sting on a farm somewhere raising cattle or whatever. Right. Or maybe he was in a Cassadine cryogenics lab, frozen. Who knows?
Wow.
I don't know. But Sting disappeared for the last 12 years. Whatever. Bray Wyatt has also challenged The Undertaker for a match at WrestleMania 31. This might be a passing of the torch match for The Undertaker. Might be, and this is
Bray Wyatt goes over.
I think this is his swan song.
This is Undertaker paying Vince back and putting Bray Wyatt over.
Yeah, according to what I saw through various online sources today, they're going to keep Taker off until WrestleMania. Keep him off air. He's training for the match,
Right.
and the conclusion of the match is going to be Bray Wyatt claiming Undertaker's powers.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of mystical transfer of powers. He'll kind of be like the next Undertaker, but not really,
Yeah.
because there was only one.
Right.
Right, and of course, maybe Vince feels that Bray earned it, so
Well, he certainly made a name for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's got talent, but I don't think he's Undertaker level.
Nobody's the Undertaker.
There will never be another Undertaker.
No.
They could try to make Bray Wyatt out to be something like that, but Bray Wyatt's in a class all his own. The Undertaker is far above him, obviously.
Yeah.
That generation, I mean, Flair, Undertaker, that whole, you could name the list off. Sting is in that, there were only, them, and that was it.
Right. And none of those guys were Bruno Sammartino.
And none of those guys were Bruno Sammartino, exactly.
But excuse me,
Each generation has its own.
time moves on. Yeah.
Exactly.
And definitely Undertaker's time is behind him. Excuse me.
Time to bring out the new guard. Let's just say that, and I think Bray Wyatt will be going over. He'll be defeating the Undertaker.
I'm sorry.
Undertaker's last match coming up,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Also, we had a six-man match: Seth Rollins, Big Show, and Kane defeating Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, and Eric Rowan.
Pretty much a pointless match.
Just pretty much anything you'd see on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. And Ziggler is so over, and they're really just wasting him in something like that. And they wasted Seth Rollins by throwing him in with Big Show and Kane. It would have been a much better match if it was just Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler.
Exactly.
You really didn't need, Ryback.
They could have taken Show and Kane and put them in a tag team match against Ryback and Eric Rowan.
They could have taken Show and Kane and let them sit at Toys R Us signing autographs. That's about all they're good for.
Probably.
Right.
It's like, I don't know.
I mean, Show moves slower than molasses in January, so.
Yeah. You talk about
He's called the Big Slow.
Yeah.
Mike Cuomo called him
Right,
on PWI.
right. Yes. Yeah.
The Big Slow.
Yeah.
I remember The Rock going. Anyway, Goldust defeated Stardust, otherwise known as Dustin Rhodes defeating Cody Rhodes.
Right.
But I think the situation's going to be reversed come WrestleMania 31.
Yeah. Stardust obviously is going to stay in the company, and Goldust is going to ride off into the sunset. So
to speak.
Yeah.
Or actually backstage
Yeah.
doing work.
Right.
He'll be around. Just like his dad once in a while, Maybe he'll go help his dad out with NXT.
Yeah. Possibly.
The new tag team champions in this new team of Cesaro and Tyson Kidd as they defeated Jimmy and Jay Uso. Usos, I'm not a really big fan. That's just me.
Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are just an unlikely pair, but
They're doing okay, but
Yeah.
they're an unlikely pair.
yeah, it's Cesaro really doesn't need to be in a tag situation. He was so over, on his own. He had his own merch, and he was doing really well, and just to get buried. And no offense to Tyson Kidd, but Tyson Kidd can hold his own
Tyson Kidd can hold
and
his
be
own.
a really mid card, a really solid mid card.
The whole point of splitting Cesaro and Jack Swagger up was so Cesaro could have a singles career.
Right.
And here they are throwing him back into a tag team situation. They could have just had him with Jack Swagger
Yeah.
as the real Americans.
Yeah.
Well, they're an unlikely pair, but then again, wasn't the Rock and Sock connection?
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Definitely. The Rock and Sock connection.
Yeah.
They're an unlikely pair, too. That was Wrestling's odd couple right there. Nikki Bella defeated Paige to retain the Divas Championship. No real big surprise there.
No, we haven't seen the last of that either.
No, I haven't seen the last of that neither. Spill over. Maybe AJ Lee comes back. Maybe they make it a 6-diva match. Who knows? Bad News Barrett defeated Dean Ambrose via DQ in the IC title match. This was a little bit unusual. It seemed like, to me, it seemed like a double turn. Kind of, in a way.
Yeah. I don't think they know what they're going to do with either one of these guys. They're both very good heels, and Ambrose, playing the crazy character that he's been doing.
Right.
You really can't put up a heel against a heel. It's just too hard to do.
It is. It's really hard.
And
without them getting along.
Right, and they really didn't pull it off.
Right.
You need somebody clearly to cheer for and then somebody clearly to hate.
Yeah.
And
I think what they were trying to do is make Ambrose like another anti-hero kind of character. I mean, from a guy from the wrong side of town.
Right. You can't force it though.
Right.
It's just it has to be more natural than they're trying to play it off. But
bad news bearer. I mean, he could have also maybe play a babyface sort of. What do you think? Not really possible.
We haven't seen it yet, but hey, they have to make a decision.
Are you open to it? I mean,
I'm open to it because if he's going to be facing Ambrose, one of them's got to be the face.
Right, and in order to tell a solid story during that course of the match, you got to have a heel and you got to have a face.
Right. The Riddler never fought with the Joker.
No.
They were always the bad guys together.
Right.
And they teamed up against Batman and Robin or Batman and Superman. But you never saw the Riddler fight the Joker. And it's just,
Absolutely not.
they were both bad guys, and that's the identity they kept. And, here you have two bad guys, Bad News Barrett and Dean Ambrose, and it's just, you didn't have a clear person to root for. Given the choice, I guess you'd have to root for Dean Ambrose, and because I think Bad News Barrett just comes off as more of the dominant heel.
He's coming across as more dominant heel now, but I think it would be pretty funny seeing Barrett go up to the Authority. I'm afraid I've got some bad news, something like that.
What they're going to do with Damien Sandow, Mizdow. I think he would be a great face to fight with, feud with Bad News Barrett. Mm-hmm. The two of them are well, size-wise, they're well matched.
I think so.
Style-wise, they're well matched, and I think it would be.
I like Damien Sandow better when he was doing the intellectual character.
Yeah, I like him no matter what he does. Mm-hmm. No matter what he does, but since he's so over and getting such a pop, he would be the obvious face, and to put him up against Bad News Barrett, I think just the potential for a long feud, 6 months, 8 months, of just back and forth, and the promos the two of them could cut on one another. They wouldn't even have to touch each other for, 3 or 4 pay-per-views.
I know.
But
definitely have to see what happens.
Write it, Vince.
Definitely have to see what happens. I'm shocked. I'm not surprised at what happened in the U.S. title match. I'm just surprised at how he lost.
Rusev and Cena.
Rusev and Cena.
Somebody, I can't take credit for this. Somebody pointed out to me that the Rusev and Lana characters versus, the All-American hero of John Cena is Rocky IV. Mm-hmm. Why was I blind and didn't see it?
Of course.
You had Dolph Lundgren as Drago.
Yep.
If I'm not, and then Brigitte Nielsen is obviously the Lana character.
Right.
And a lot of what, is going on with the promos and coming out of Lana's mouth and Rusev's mouth is like straight out of Rocky IV. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
They must have sat there and watched that movie like 10 times.
Right. And I'm like, here we are, Back to the Future or what?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's why it seems so familiar. It's Rocky IV.
Rocky IV. Everybody's been pointing that out.
Oh, it was I. Okay, maybe I was in
Yeah.
the dark.
Yeah.
I work a lot, so
When you work hard, you know,
I work hard, so others don't have to.
bet your life.
So
Exactly.
I missed it. So well, there it is.
But I mean, are you surprised that Cena passed out?
I think it was a clever way so that he wasn't like really, beat.
Right.
He wasn't submitted. He didn't consciously
Right.
Tap
He can
out,
consciously
give up.
tap out.
or be, he didn't.
The
get
referee
pinned
pretty much just
clean.
stopped the match.
Right. So I think it was a clever way to continue the feud.
The only other ways would have been him getting counted out.
Right.
Right. Which I was thinking more he'd get counted out or disqualified somehow.
Right.
Well, this way you got Cena's fan base, the 2 or 3 people they are out there.
Right. The C Nation.
Yeah, can claim that, Cena was never legitimately defeated because he passed out
Right.
instead of getting pinfall,
Right.
and continues your
Yeah.
feud.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it.
This
if it's-
continues on to WrestleMania 31.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a clever way to continue it and without making Cena look that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got beat.
Yep.
It is.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
It-
this whole pay per view. I mean, I hate to keep saying it. It was just like,
It was just your average run of the mill minor pay per view.
but,
and to me, they're all.
I'm glad we got it for free because doggone, if anyone had paid $50 or $60, whatever they're asking for this, I don't know.
Right.
I would have felt ripped off because, like you said, the 6-man match was something you could see on SmackDown or Raw.
Definitely.
So-
Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan put up a good match. I think that was probably the best match of the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Bryan worked his tail off, and Roman Reigns really no-sold a lot of what Daniel Bryan was putting out. And Daniel Bryan, to his credit, kept getting more frustrated and mad, and really showed
Oh yeah.
some emotion, and put on quite the show.
Yeah, you were seeing that stiff style, that strong style that
Yeah.
Bryan's very, very famously known for.
Yep.
Come out in that. A couple people commented to me, it almost looked like they were really in a legitimate fight at one point.
Yeah.
And I don't. That's not the case, I'm sure, but
Oh no.
yeah. It's just typical of Bryan's style.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the Ring of Honor style.
Yeah.
Definitely, things you're taught back in the day.
Yep.
So this brings us to Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Do you think that maybe Daniel Bryan will inch his way into that and it'll end up being a 3-way?
No. I predict Daniel Bryan and Sheamus for WrestleMania.
Daniel Bryan and Sheamus.
Yep.
The last time Daniel Bryan fought Sheamus, Daniel Bryan lost in about 15 seconds.
Right. Right.
So they had to go a lot longer than 15 seconds this time.
Well, they can do double.
When is Sheamus supposed to return?
Any moment now.
Any moment now.
I was expecting him last night on Raw, but that didn't happen.
And Sheamus is expected to be a heel this time around.
Yeah. So, that's my prediction. I'll say Daniel Bryan and Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Sheamus joining the Authority, perhaps, or just being a heel on his own.
I think just being a heel on his own. We don't need more people joining the Authority like Aces and Eights or
Yeah.
or DX was and
we-
and the NWO.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
got-
need
we got
everyone in the
We got
everyone
50.
joining.
We got 50 people in the Authority,
Right.
bowing down to Triple H and Stephanie and their candles
Right,
and all
right.
that, and right. Yeah,
You know.
and maybe
And,
it gets
hey,
a little,
then they bring in John Mellencamp, and I fight Authority. Authority always wins.
exactly.
So, then he can be like the
Why don't they
the song
change
for the
Daniel
pay-per-view.
Bryan's music to that?
right.
I think that would be great.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If Daniel Bryan came out to that entrance
right,
music,
instead of Ride of the Valkyries, right?
exactly. That'd be even better. I think the fans would go nuts if he came out to that.
Right. I think so.
Definitely.
Especially
So-
if they did like a new like metal version, get saliva to do it, and just really, grind it out.
I think I'm getting
Uh-oh.
people talking to me in the back.
You hear voices in your head?
I'm hearing voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand.
Yeah.
They talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody in back.
Oh, there it is.
We is this the way? We have a call here.
Oh,
You are live on the Squared Circle.
hello.
Hello. Hello.
I guess whoever it is has their TV on way too loud because they're hearing feedback.
He was just on the phone. I don't know where he was.
Okay.
Okay.
Try again.
We will try this. We will try this again.
Jay's good at hanging up. You notice that?
He's got a lot of hang-ups.
Hey.
Hey now.
Hey now. Exactly. So that takes us to WrestleMania 31. The big announcement last night, while we try to get this call back,
Yeah.
the Bushwhackers going into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2015.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but
Probably just as nostalgia characters, kind of like maybe the reason why Coco Beware's in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nice. You saw I posted the picture over the summer, and I just reposted it now. We met Bushwhacker Luke over the summer, and couldn't have been a nicer guy. Really, really, took his time out of his day, talked to the kids, took pictures with the kids, and and to be quite honest with you, we knocked on the door to his gym, and he answered the door, and we interrupted his schedule and his day, but he couldn't have been more gracious and talked. Like I said, took pictures with the kids and talked to us, and it was the nicest fellow. So, congratulations to him, and hopefully we can get him back on the show.
Think we might try this again here. You're live on the Squared Circle.
Hey, it's Brian from the big event, Sports Fan Promotion. How are you?
Yes, Brian.
Brian
welcome,
Barth.
welcome.
Brian Barth, welcome to the Squared Circle. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, not a problem. Definitely. Hey, if you're passing through Connecticut, sometimes you can just you can pop into the studio too. But it's
Okay.
nice to have you here. You are now. Let's see. You are in charge of SportsFansPromotions.com. I understand, correct?
Correct.
Correct. And
we run the big event. It's held on March 7th from 10 to 2 at LaGuardia Plaza Hotel. The address is 1044 Ditmars Boulevard, East Elmhurst, New York. And it's going to be a great show.
gonna definitely be. I'm definitely looking forward to attending that. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a autograph signing held in New York annually.
I was at the event. This is John. I was at the event last year, and wow, what a great time we had! And just the amount of talent in one room that you put together is amazing. And really, it's kind of a once in a lifetime thing to get all those people. And I see here you've got Ric Flair, which in itself is enough to get out there. Dusty Rhodes, Kelly Kelly, Jerry Lawler, Kevin Nash, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Sid Vicious. Who am I missing here?
You're missing about 30 other people.
I know.
How many people are going to be there? And I think we're doing something for the very first time ever with just having Pete Rose at a wrestling show.
Yes.
I don't believe that's ever been done.
I don't believe so either. Yeah, but he can't go in the hall, right?
Well, he can't go in the baseball hall, but the WWE hall.
Yes,
He's
yes,
already
yes.
in there.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I kid, of course.
Definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to meeting Eric Bischoff. Ric Flair, definitely one of my favorites. It's just amazing how you guys just fit everybody into the room. Really, the room you had last year, at least anywhere, it wasn't really that big, but you managed to pull it off.
The guy.
Well, the surprise this time is that we're going to have people spread out. So there's going to be a little bit of secrets going on when you get there. There's going to be people up on stage. There's going to be people in the main room, and we're probably expanding into another area possibly also.
Nice.
And we also did what we thought was an improvement. You know, rather than having a $10 admission, which we still have, but we did for an additional $5, bringing it to $15. You get the admission and you get an autograph from Tony Remmel, which for $5, how can you beat that? That's like, you know, that's like a practically giveaway.
Wow, that's incredible. But the list, the guy that I would really love to meet, Ivan Putski. Oh God, when I was a kid, I met him. I was probably like 9, 10 years old, and I just couldn't believe the size of this guy. And he was one of my idols, growing up, because I had never seen somebody with that physique before, especially in person. And I just, have you seen him recently? Does he look the same?
I had not. I worked with him about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
He was in good shape then. I know he's up there in age.
Yeah.
And what you said earlier, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's kind of true and not true. We did do the event twice a year.
Yeah.
But it is a once in a lifetime opportunity because never again are these people going to be all together like this.
Right.
In fact, there are some people that are coming here that may never come again. Like Bobby the Brain Heenan, his health is failing, and I heard a rumor that 1 or 2 other guys' health is failing. I don't want to announce it, but
Yeah. Right.
There are some people that are going to be attending that their health is not the greatest.
Right.
It's not always easy for some of these people to hop on planes and go across country and stuff like that. You truly got to appreciate it when you have the chance.
I know, definitely.
And for the non-wrestling fans, you got somebody there from The Walking Dead?
Yes.
And who's that?
It would be Jeremy Ambler.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just not as familiar with that TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you that.
I'm with you there. I don't really know too much about that
I
myself.
know. I have a son that's obsessed with it. I have a son that's obsessed with the show, and as well as wrestling. So, yeah.
Each their own. Some people love it, and some people have never seen it. I can't really comment because they've never seen the show.
Right.
It's very popular.
But yeah, it's a huge name. It's a huge get for the event, and you got Connecticut's own Velvet Sky, a friend of the show here. She lives right around the corner. Tammy Sitch, another Connecticut native right now. She lives right around the corner from myself. I see her every now and then. Mr. Earl Hebner. God, the list is just incredible. How do you manage to get all these people in one room? It's
It's crazy. We do it, and the weird part is, people are there thinking they're all wrestlers, but some of these people have backgrounds from other places. Like we talked about P. Rose, but like the wrestler Rebel. I mean, I don't know if people realize this or not, but she was an actual Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that is interesting to find out.
And again, some of these people are just, legends. I mean, Ashley Massar is going to meet her. She was on the TV show Survivor, and do people remember that? I don't know. It's still a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
And all of these people have interesting stories as to how they got where they got.
Yeah.
And, and these conventions allow you a chance to go speak to them, and say hello, ask a question, get an autograph, get a photo op, and you have that forever,
Yeah,
Exactly.
and somebody that I would love to ask questions of is Lanny Poffo, because I would love to hear his opinion on Randy Savage, his brother going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and the question is he going to be there? What's his role going to be, if any? We just don't know,
Exactly.
Now, February 26th, you have a big announcement as to this big list here. I guess it's going to get one person bigger. I know you're not at liberty to tell us anything.
Well, I'll answer it this way. We've spoken to quite a number of different people, and we're waiting to hear back. And like anything else, sometimes you can talk to people and sometimes things happen, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't like announcing guests until we have something done. And sometimes we have to switch people too. We may think we have a deal going with one person, and it doesn't pan out, and we'll go to a backup plan.
Right. Well,
I can tell you, you know, and you guys probably aren't going to believe it, but every show we reach out to like probably 100 or 200 different people, and that's why we have such a big amount of people coming in.
oh, without a
We don't
doubt.
know who's going to say yes or who's going to say no.
Right.
And we try everyone.
Right, and you know, scheduling and you know, like transportation, especially now in this terrible weather we've had, you know, it's difficult. So I can imagine, like I said, the task at hand for you and your staff to get all of this together, and like I said, to get all of these people from basically all over the globe in one room is just amazing. And like you said, it is a once in a lifetime to have this group together. And you may never see, you know, some of these people in one room again.
Definitely.
And when you say coming from the globe, not only does the talent come from all over the place, but we have fans actually flying in from weird places, and I'm kind of shocked by it. Like it's not uncommon to have people fly over from overseas, from England. We've had people from Japan.
Yes.
We've had people from all over the place. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked that it's, you know, number one, how do they even find this? and two, to even go ahead and do this as their vacation.
Right. Well, you know, we've got, you know, with the internet, we're on YouTube. We got fans, you know, from Australia. We had a guest on from Australia, and now we have followers that tuned in to watch her. And you know, so the internet really just it explodes, and you know, so one fan connects to another fan, connects to another one, and before you know it, it's all over.
There's people I talk to in the Philippines that look forward to watching our show. It's crazy how it is.
So you know, and once you get a name out there, you know, fans of that particular performer, you know, we'll seek it out. And you know, when they get mentioned on Facebook and they get mentioned on social media, as your presence is out there, you know, you are going to have a lot of people from all over.
Definitely. So how long has the big event been going on now?
Well, it's been on a couple of years. We basically acquired the show, kind of. It was started by someone, and he ran into some issues. We were going to be vendor guests. We were bringing in 1 or 2 guests. And the weird part about this is the show was recommended to me by a guy who's friends named Scott Epstein, who no longer is you know, alive. And he recommended it to me. We booked a couple of guests, and then the guy was going to cancel the show, and we had already invested in flights and everything else.
Right.
And we went to the hotel, and we basically took over what this guy started, and we saved the show. And that's how it started. And then we ran it once, and it was successful. And we decided to keep running it, so we run it now twice a year. And it seems like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And every time we do a show, we're like, we're never going to be able to top it. And I don't know how we do it. And I have no idea what we're going to do in November, but, you know, we will give it our best.
So who do you think the most famous person you've met doing these autograph signings has been, would you say?
Doing wrestling-wise?
Pretty much wrestling, yeah.
Okay, well, let's get terrific. Obviously, the biggest name and the most joy I got was at a meeting Hulk Hogan. To me, there's no one bigger or better.
Yeah. Now you hosted Bruno Sammartino, if I'm not mistaken.
He's been in our shows. He's absolutely a big name, but I don't know. I mean, to me, Hogan was much bigger.
Yeah, worldwide, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
He's more mainstream and everything else. Bruno would be more for the hardcore fans.
Yeah, well, that you know that was
classic,
honestly that was the thrill for me. You know, and for myself to bring my son, and you know that was possibly, you know, once in a lifetime for me to meet Bruno. But it's just amazing, you know, and we can't tell you enough. You know how fortunate we are that a guy like you is putting this on.
Definitely.
The big event number 8. You know, and again, Saturday, March. I'm sorry.
It's hard to believe we made it this far.
Yeah. So,
And I want to thank Tommy Younger because he's my partner on this, and you know, he definitely deserves a lot of the credit because we do this together.
yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Anybody you're looking forward to working with that you haven't worked with yet, as far as wrestlers?
Well, yeah, there's an open call to Stone Cold Steve Austin to come down to the event.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other people of that nature, but he's welcome anytime.
Yeah.
And we could probably come up with 4 or 5 other big names that we would love to have come to the event.
Yeah.
You know what else I would like to see? And I know it's never going to happen, and it's a real shame. Well, if I cause some controversy to say it, but it would be good if the WWE were to let, for instance, even the NXT people come to events like this to help build them up, to interact with the fans and things like that.
I agree.
I think that would be a big boost for the WWE. Obviously, letting their current roster come to events such as this would be great. But I understand how maybe that doesn't really work. But the NXT people in particular would be perfect because they're building them up. And what better way to build them up than have them interact with the hardcore fans?
Right.
The hardcore fans could meet them, like them, not like them, whatever. And I think it would be a great experience not only for the fans, but for the talent themselves.
Right.
They're not thrown into the wolves. They get a little bit of, they get their feet wet a little bit. They see what people like and don't like.
Right.
I think it would be a tremendous opportunity, but it doesn't seem like it's on their agenda.
Well, strangely enough, you've got a list of people that are under contract to WWE. You've got Dusty Rhodes, who's working with NXT at the moment. You've got Jerry Lawler. You've got Kevin Nash, who have Legends contracts. Booker T, who's a regular in the WWE at the moment. So I mean, you've got some guys that are currently working with WWE either on screen or behind the scenes. So you would think that they could bring some of the younger guys along with them.
It would be nice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
There's a big difference between the Legends contract and the current contract.
That's correct. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right. And TNA must have different wordings in their contracts because you got some people coming in from that organization too.
Right, but TNA is a completely different animal.
Right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Our other co-host Dan, he's here too. He's a big
TNA
fan
maven.
of TNA.
Yes.
Definitely.
Right. No, TNA is a good organization. I just wish that they would. I think that they've missed the boat on many different occasions, and it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
From my point of view, I just feel that they should do a lot more with their talent, and they just seem to fall short all over the place.
Yeah, hopefully, to me it seems like it's improved a little bit since it's moved to a new network. Hopefully, it can continue on, but
no, it's going to continue on.
Yeah.
It's too big not to.
Right.
But they just maybe they have more of a power in the South, but in the New York, New Jersey area, they've lost. What's the word I'm looking for?
Momentum.
I
want to say momentum.
They lost the pizzazz.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Well, I really think they're making a slow but steady comeback, and as we report every week, their ratings are climbing little by little,
Right.
and I think they're on the right track. I don't think they're going to catch WWE anytime soon, but TNA is definitely there to stay.
They're not supposed to. And one of their critical errors, in my opinion, was when Hulk Hogan first signed with them. They were on Thursday night. They were doing good there. Why they wanted to compete with the WWE on Monday night was absolutely foolish.
It was folly. Yes.
Now, what they didn't realize was not only were they competing with the WWE, which was suicide, they were also going to compete with the NFL and Monday Night Football.
Right.
Of course.
And that was complete suicide.
Yes, I absolutely agreed. So your event, Saturday, March 7th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., LaGuardia Plaza Hotel, 104 Ditmars Boulevard, Flushing, New York.
East Elmhurst.
The card reads, I'm sorry, East Elmhurst.
Right.
The card here reads Flushing. www.bigeventny.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
And
it's easy to find. It's right across from LaGuardia Airport.
yep. And obviously tickets available at the door.
But there will be tickets available at the door. You will have the option of doing the $10 admission, which just gets you in, or a $15 advanced VIP admission, which gets you an autograph from Terry Reynolds, which is a fantastic deal of itself.
You can also purchase the tickets from the website too.
Correct.
Right.
Tickets are on sale in advance, 100%.
Well,
Definitely.
we appreciate your call, and your time is valuable to us. And
Definitely.
you're welcome to call us again when you schedule the next big event, number
Right.
9. And I can't wait.
Before we let you go, there's other signings you're involved with, non-wrestling related too, as well.
Yes, there are. We're going to be having a couple of New York Rangers tomorrow night. You can go over to sportsfanpromotions.com. There's some information on there. BigEventNY.com also has the information. And on Saturday, we have Super Bowl champion Brandon LaFell. He'll be signing up in Rhode Island.
Wow.
So that'll be pretty good.
When are you going to book us for an autograph signing?
You guys are invited, and how about we do something for your listeners? I want you guys to go ahead and do a special question and come up with something, and I will give a prize, which I'll mail to them, and it'll be a special, cool item or items. And all you got to do is give me the name and address, and I'll be more than happy to mail it out to them.
Fantastic. We can't thank you enough.
Yeah,
sir.
we'll definitely be in contact. We'll be contacting you on Facebook, and I got your number now. We'll talk a little bit too, probably before March 7th.
Okay, great.
Definitely.
Thank you once again, Brian.
Brian, thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, have a good
Definitely.
night.
Have a good night.
Fantastic. Where
That's-
else can you go?
Arguably the best. No offense to Bill from North Haven. No offense to Roberto Gonzalez
Or Thomas Stacy.
or Tom or the Thunderous one, of course. The best call-in
Yeah, we've had in quite
we've
some
had
time.
in quite
Right,
some time
right.
here. That was a very, very lengthy conversation there, and
Well, I mean, we didn't even get Bruce Pritchard. I mean,
Oh,
Bob Holly.
I know.
The list is ridiculous. Tenny Long. I mean, you need to go on to bigeventny.com
Right.
and check out the list. James Storm, Taryn Terrell,
Abdullah the
the
Butcher.
Godfather, Abdullah the Butcher. You know, bring a fork.
I know.
Oh my goodness, Ezekiel Jackson, Kurt Hawkins, Disco Inferno, IRS, right?
You could probably spend your federal income tax return from this year and last year
Yeah.
getting everybody's autographs.
Yeah. I mean, awesome calling. I mean, you don't even have to, honestly, other than, the cover price, you can walk in and see these guys, ladies and gentlemen,
Definitely.
with your own eyes and approach them and walk up to them. You don't need to
Necessarily.
purchase
Right, you
an
don't
autograph or a photograph or
Definitely.
what have you. In my experience, all of them are glad to see you. All
I
of them
think so.
will shake your hand, and give you the time of day. So, they're there for the fans. Obviously they would love you, and they would love to just make a sale, but they're there for the fans.
That's what these conventions are for. It's like the
Yeah.
Star Trek conventions.
right.
And
Well, we wouldn't know anything about that, would we?
I had the privilege of attending one of those a couple of years back, and some of the most down to earth people you could possibly
Yeah,
meet.
I mean, at an event like this, you're obviously there, right, with, 40, there's at least 40 people on the list.
At
Now,
least.
every one of these people can't expect every single person to purchase 40 different
No.
items. So it's hit or miss, and you got to be nice to the fans. Maybe they'll walk around the circle and have a couple dollars left and come back and see you. So most of them are really friendly and in a great mood and happy to see the fans, or like I said, willing to shake your hand and say hello to you.
And from what I've read online and looking over your list, they've got somebody from the WWE, they've got people from the TNA, they've got somebody for old school fans like ourselves, they got people from the newer generation.
Ring of
so
Honor.
it's truly a who's who.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
Everybody-
crazy.
everybody
Dudley Boys,
represented there.
Dudley Boys, Austin Aries, Boogeyman, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, I got some news about.
Yeah, me too.
And like I
we
said,
probably have the same news about
yeah,
Samoa Joe.
Jeremy Ambler from The Walking Dead. Jacob would go absolutely, bananas to meet one of the guys from The Walking Dead. But,
Right.
Samoa Joe, what were you going to say about Mr. Samoa Joe?
I have Ring of Honor news as it pertains, to Samoa Joe. See if you have the Samoa Joe. He's returning to Ring of Honor for 4 dates coming up next month. Arguably, he's the top Ring of Honor champion in Ring of Honor history.
Yep.
He's set for 4 dates, including March 27th, which is a supercard in Redwood City, California, coinciding with WrestleMania weekend.
Right.
See, with WrestleMania, a lot of other promotions, indie promotions,
Oh, yeah.
what have you, they try to get close to WrestleMania and put on cards to get some of the people traveling
when
in
you've
from out of
got
town.
50,000
Right.
wrestling fans all in one city, you're going to want to capitalize on that. So the WWE's drawing in whatever the stadium, a stadium full of people, 50, 60, 80,000 people, whatever it is. Right. Of course you're going to capitalize on that. You'd be silly not to. And every year, all the other promotions will have cards and signings and getting their name out there.
Right.
We got another call?
We got another call. We don't really have a lot of time, but we were going to take this call anyway. You're live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, how are you?
Here he is.
Roberto.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, we're just talking about Samoa Joe. Let me get this in. On April 4th of this year in Watertown, New York, Samoa Joe versus AR Fox. AR Fox, you've seen matches on our show here, and I can't tell you how excited I am for that one. AR Fox is an amazing performer.
Great.
You know,
Be a good one.
yeah, that's going to be like one of the match of the year candidate.
Oh yeah, so we already know how Air Fox can deliver, and I've already seen Samoa Joe since when he first started until where he is now.
Yep.
So that's going to be a really, really good match.
Yep, that's incredible. And we just got a call from Brian, who's putting on the big event. 40 wrestling and a couple of non-wrestling related people, all in one room. The card is just incredible.
Wow, that's insane. I've seen the post on there. That's
You know, like I said, I went last year, and it was just incredible to be in the room with so many people. I mean, Jericho, Bruno Sammartino, Sergeant Slaughter, Tino Santana. I mean, it was just everywhere you turned.
I was in attendance last year. I'm going to be attending this year as well.
So
oh, you're very lucky.
Yeah.
I wish I was you right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a very fortunate young man. You're making quite some progress, I understand.
Oh yes.
Want to give us an update there?
Basically what I'm doing now, therapy's going well, and like, you know, I'm gonna see the doctor on March 18th, you know, that date's gonna be pretty busy for me, and you know, then from there she'll let me know if I'm able to take the brace off or whatever, you know, I'm able to put some pressure now on my leg and everything, so I'm doing a little bit of walking around and stuff now, so, you know, I'm just doing what I have to do, and it's going pretty well too, and you know, pretty quick. So I should be back. I can say either in the middle of March or at the beginning of April. I should be back down to PWA.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I was there yesterday, and I told the guys down there that you were doing well and you were progressing and you were working. Your goal is to get back down there, hopefully by next month. And they're all rooting for you. They're all behind you. Of course, how we feel about you here, and we couldn't be more behind you. 100%, brother.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see. I don't know. I'm just trying to see a day that my mom's not busy, so I can head on down there.
Yeah. Even if you just pop in and watch the youths, man. Jacob was doing some impressive stuff that I can't mention because I think Pete would get mad.
Yeah, you don't want to get him angry.
Pete's in Ecuador, and the kids are learning some high risk maneuvers.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to get him mad because we already know how his other side is.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But it's great.
I'm gonna see if I can even. I'm gonna have to pop. I'm probably gonna pop in there one of these days. I'm not gonna say, probably just leave it for a surprise, just so everybody can kind of just see me or whatever.
Great.
So yeah, everything's going great. But yeah, I got your post when you tagged me, and I watched the whole video.
Yeah. That was the. Oh my God, I can't think of the promotion. Gregory Iron and. Pardon me?
The Pro Wrestling Syndicate.
Thank you very much.
Right,
I'm an old man and I forget.
yeah.
Pro Wrestling Syndicate card with the Handicapped Heroes opening the show versus the Reynolds brothers. What a performance, huh? And
It was great, and I got kind of right now is in a conversation with the other young man that I just saw in the ring with them too. Greg told everybody and told all his fans to add the person.
yes.
And I added him, and me and him were having a whole conversation, and he's talking, to me through, Facebook and everything.
Yep.
And he was telling me that he would like to one day come down to PWA and train with me one-on-one, I guess. So,
Oh, nice.
And then I told them about how everything went last September when they had the last PWA show.
Yep.
And, he was pretty amazed. I literally told, I gave him the links to both the videos and one of the training videos that I did with Von Schmidt
Yep.
when I was down there.
Yep.
So, he got into it, he got to see the video and everything, and he was, really impressed and whatnot. He's over here giving me, he's giving me advice and giving me pointers on everything. He's like, I would really like to train with you and, teach you what I know, things like that.
Oh, look at that, brother. Everybody's coming out for you, man. Everyone's coming out to
Right.
support you. And
he wants to see if one of these days he can go down there. I told him he was like, he was telling me that he wanted to go down there one of these days.
yeah.
So.
Well, Pete's got an open door policy. He'll, anybody can walk in, and that's how I discovered him. I walked in the door, and
Just out of nowhere, yeah.
and there he was, and it's been a couple years later, over 2 years later, and
I
now
heard of him before that.
Right now, my son is there, and my other son is doing camera work for him, and it's just incredible.
Yeah,
HD video, by the way.
It would be great for him to go down there, but he's like, he doesn't want to go down there without
An invite,
without Von Schmidt knowing that he's gonna come down there.
Right.
He was telling me, he was like, I would like to, but I want to make sure I get an okay from somebody before I step foot,
Right.
over there.
Well,
Whatever.
I'm sure you can arrange, a video chat or a meeting online somehow. You've got Pete's information. You got PWA's information, and Pete's always on Twitter and Facebook with his fans and his supporters. So you can make that happen, I'm sure.
I think I'll run that by him and see what he thinks.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, we all have a few minutes left, Roberto.
Yeah, we got to wrap things up.
Thank
in a
you so
few
much.
minutes, but we do appreciate the call.
And you know, keep posting everything you got, and
Definitely.
we're glad to hear from you, and we'll hear from you next week.
All right, no problem.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very, very, very much.
Yeah, Roberto, just what a great young man.
I know.
It's you know, it's really inspirational to see him overcoming the odds, and you know, there are people out there that that just don't even bother. You know, that can't get their lazy asses off the couch.
Right.
Excuse my. But you know, and here's a guy that is overcoming his physical disability
Exactly.
and getting in the ring, much like Gregory Irons, much like Zach Gowen.
I can't and replace it with I can.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and what an attitude, you know, and what a pleasant young man.
Right. Definitely. So I guess with 4 minutes, probably T minus now. We didn't get to the blowing off steam segment last week.
No, we didn't. You have anything? American Steamed is our sponsor for this segment. Blowing off steam. American
Steamed in
Steamed
Wallingford.
should come on the screen any second now. There it is.
There we go.
American Steamed Cheeseburgers, 92 Quinnipiac Street, Wallingford, right around the corner from us. AmericanSteamed.com for all your steamed burger needs.
Exactly, and we'll be doing a remote location shoot
when the weather permits.
You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna wait until the springtime and get over
So
there.
that'll be our steam that the weather has prevented us.
That's my steamed is the weather in general.
Yes.
Now I know we live here in New England and love it or leave it. And
Hey, I love it, you leave it, you know.
Well, I don't know. I may have to turn around and take this chair and give it to John one of these days because this weather here, it's getting me steamed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're averaging 2 storms a week, according to one weather
It's
forecaster.
snowing right now.
According to one weather forecaster, I won't mention names and I won't mention the network. You're going to average 2 storms a week until mid-April.
Wow. I must say that we have another graphic. Marissa, we promised you her this week, and I
Right.
did post on our page. Marissa had to reschedule for next week. She is the New England Golden Gloves women's boxing champion, Western New England 119-pound Golden Gloves champion. She can be located at learnmmact.com. She's right there. She's there now at the gym. Andrew Calandrelli, our good friend, actually had to go outside the gym and train one of the fighters for Bellator. So Marissa had to run the gym this evening.
I
so,
see.
Marissa, and I won't butcher her last name today. She will be here next week, along with some of the young ladies from the youth program at PWA, and they'll have some questions for her about what it's like to be in a male-dominated sport. You know, how she's treated in the locker room.
It's been a couple
and,
years
at the
since we've
events.
had women on the air, and I think
Yeah.
I think it's time for a lady.
And many a year since you've had a woman.
Hey, oh, what a night.
Hey now. Gail Kim, where's Gail?
Gil's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got, some other friends coming in from overseas. I don't know.
Complete with the,
Mention
complete with the
names
sticky
here.
pages over there.
Exactly. But for Dangerous Dan here in Ruckus,
Always call
I'm
me.
Hollywood J. Williams. Good night. Good luck. We'll see you next Tuesday.